All right, so Terrifier 2 is finally here, and we were lucky enough to get it early.
Yeah.
We actually got to watch it like weeks ago. And we've been under embargo this entire time. Up until about 47 minutes from now, we're allowed to drop this review. And trust me, I asked if I was allowed to say anything, and they said, please don't. Even though there's tons of reviews online, and I'm like, why can't I say anything? But I guess that's only for people who went to Fantastic Fest. But that's okay. We were still fortunate enough to watch the damn thing, so we'll stop complaining. So let's talk about Terrifier 2, which is the third film in the Art the Clown saga. Of course, the original being All Hallows Eve, the anthology from Damien and Leone, and that was followed up by All Hallows Eve 2, which has nothing to do with Art the Clown. So we obviously have Terrifier. Now, let's jump into this. I think the first thing everybody wants to know, the kills are insane.
They're so crazy.
The kills are insane.
They're so crazy.
So if that's all you care about, you're going to be so happy, okay?
Yes.
And that's, what we're here for. I mean, this is a slasher film, and Art the Clown has become an iconic slasher villain.
Totally.
And this is his wheelhouse is the gore, right? You got the kill in the first one that everyone remembers, and this is what everyone's here for, and it definitely delivers on that. But there are other aspects that this film definitely dives into, and Kaylee's going to tell you all about it.
The surrealism and the nightmare/dream sequences, they are really cool. And then there's also like a supernatural element that was sort of touched upon at the end of Terrifier. And this film like really goes into that supernatural stuff, which I love. I was so into it. It's very Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street, and like it was really cool to see where they're taking Art the Clown. And I want to see more. I want to see more movies in the franchise. Sure. I want to see more characters, and I'm just super excited about it.
Now, this could be considered a small spoiler-ish. I don't think so. All I'll say, I'll keep it very vague, but Art the Clown is not alone. That's all I'll say on the matter. Yeah. But I honestly think it is one of my favorite aspects of the film. We'll see how the general consensus fares on that. But I think it's wonderful. And, as far as the supernatural surrealism goes, he goes all in on this. This is a very wild, kooky film that is going for broke. And it's like, why the hell not? Damien didn't hold back. This is his full vision at 2 hours and 18 minutes. I highly doubt there's any other cut to this film. This is the one he wanted, and this is the one he's going to be releasing October 6th into movie theaters. That being said, I want to pre-warn you guys that when Hatchet 2 came out unrated, it was pulled from theaters very quickly. So I hope that does not happen to Terrifier 2, but just so you know, it is a possibility. There are people who get sticks up their asses. They go to these movies, who the hell knows why. Just like Hatchet 2, this is a sequel that has a 2 in the title, and you would think those people would go and see the first one to have an idea of tone, to be like, oh, I want to see this. But some people just wander into the theater and just want to get pissed off, or they hear about it online, or whatever the hell, and they start protesting, Silent Night, Deadly Night style, and they get the thing pulled from theaters. So if you want to see this in theaters, make sure you're at the first showing just to cover your bases.
Run there.
I just want to say that, because this could easily get pulled from theaters.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it. I don't believe in jinxes, so I don't think that's going to matter.
Just to be realistic, because it is for horror fans and for people who like gore, like this is 100% going to be your kind of movie, but for like
casuals?
Yeah, like casual.
This is way too much
or people
for
that only watch horror movies like in October, it's going to be intense for some of them. So
people who are going to typical horror movies in theaters are not prepared for this film, for sure. Yeah. When they're going and seeing The Conjuring and stuff like that. Even
Yeah.
Halloween Kills, right? Which is a slasher movie that came out fairly recently. We have Halloween Ends coming out here soon. There's some gore in that, for sure. But not like this.
Not like this. This
Now,
is...
as far as the gore goes, I do want to say that if you want to rate this from like hyper realistic to like super silly, not realistic at all, it falls somewhere in the middle of that. So I don't want people going into this thinking that it's going to be like insanely real, but it also isn't like insanely unreal. It does fall into that fun level where you're really just there to watch Art the Clown viciously murder people in a fun way.
Very fun way.
And as I'd said, there is one kill in this movie that is so mean-spirited that it almost feels like Damien is like mad at someone and was like writing this scene to have some kind of catharsis to it, because it goes on for so long.
It's so intense.
And this person is so mutilated.
Oh my god. It was just like, it's jaw dropping for sure. You're just like, still more. He's going more.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It really is a wild one. And because I'm a sick individual, I guess.
Yeah, because we're psychotic. We loved it.
Yeah, it's my favorite. My favorite thing, kill-wise, in the film for sure.
Absolutely.
And as far as downsides go, I mean, it did feel a little long. It's 2 hours and 18 minutes as a slasher film. It might drag a little bit here and there, but I'm gonna allow myself a second watch to really get that feel, because I have a feeling on the second watch I'll be like, nah, it's not. Once you're used to it, because this is pretty tonally different than the first film. The first film is very simplistic. It's just Art the Clown coming after these two girls on Halloween night. They go into this building. He comes in there and he kills them viciously. And this is, it's really just that, right? This one is much more ambitious.
Yeah.
This one is much bigger. This one obviously has a bigger budget, has a bigger idea.
Yeah.
Damien and David and everybody involved just really went for the gusto here. Now, how they'll be able to top this in 3, we'll see, because I'm sure there will be a 3. But man, this absolutely delivers for sure. And 100%. I think, I could see some people being off-put by some of the supernatural elements because they are so heavy, that they do really lean into them heavily. I hope not, because I think that's awesome. I mean, they left it off on this very supernatural element in the end of the first one, and here we're here to embrace it, and they do. So yeah, I like the zaniness. I like how wild this film is.
I do too. Yeah, I love it.
I also want to say that there is a very long post-credit sequence, so make sure when the credits are rolling, as multiple people are running towards the exits to complain and want the movie pulled and are vomiting into the trash cans.
You just sit there and you just watch.
Yeah, you can sit there and watch the scene that would make them even more pissed off and even more nauseous.
Yeah.
So definitely do not miss that post-credit sequence, because it's awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I'm very happy, and I'm glad that we got this done under the wire. We were going to review it right after we watched it, but we waited, and I'm glad that we did. We are going to be doing a spoiler discussion on this video, probably this Sunday for a Slasher Sunday, which we haven't done in a long time.
Yeah.
But this is the perfect film to revive it. So yeah, we also want to review All Hallows Eve. Yes. Since we're watching anthologies right now. So look forward to that in the coming days. And if you haven't seen it, there's more Art the Clown there for you to see, even though it's not David. But it is still very good. In fact, I like both All Hallows Eve, personally.
Me too, yeah.
And I think they're worth your time. As far as the characters go in this, we've got the lead girl, because we didn't even talk about a synopsis.
No, we didn't.
When it comes to this kind of movie, I know people don't really care. And I think that's why we skipped it, is because the plot is pretty simplistic, much like the first. It's the elements that elevate the film as more ambitious, right? It's the inclusion of the supernatural. It's the inclusion of the nightmarish dream sequences and whatnot. I don't want to say anymore because, we'll keep that for spoilers. But the plot is simplistic, and this film does pick up where the last one left off. The last one, ends in the morgue. This one starts there, and then we do a time jump. So we do get to see what happens there. But yeah, there's Art comes back and he terrorizes people on Halloween night again. We have our main character who is the best cosplayer ever. This girl's got amazing talent.
She's got skills for sure.
She's got a brother who is obsessed with Art the Clown, like some of you guys.
Yeah.
And
relatable character.
Yeah, very relatable character. And I don't want to say much more about them because that's more spoilers. But I will say the mom in this, you're just like, oh my god, please make her one of the deaths. Please. She's just such an awful person. Such a terrible mom, in my opinion. When we were watching this, I was just like, Jesus, She's a pill.
She's a pill?
A pill.
She's a pill.
That's an old saying.
That is old. Wow. But I think the acting from everybody
much better.
It's good, and the cinematography, like the quality is definitely improved.
Looks great,
it looks really wonderful. There's also some really cool lighting in this. I remember really enjoying the lights.
Yeah, and I love the nightmares dream sequences.
Oh, me too.
I think they are probably the better parts of the film.
I agree.
But I could see some people being against them. We'll see. But overall, man, very, very exciting to have a film deliver like this, especially where people really want it to deliver.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, man.
You got great kills. You got a hot chick in a really rad outfit. You've got some freaking really wild sequences that are super memorable. I mean, it delivered.
It delivered hard.
Yeah, I mean, big time. So
yeah, and it's a good way to kick off October and spooky season by going to watch
100%.
this.
Get to the theater immediately.
Run there.
I warned you. I'm telling you, these things get pulled from theaters all the time. Yeah. So make it quick. Make it snappy, guys. And also subscribe to the channel.
Yeah. And comment if you're going to go see it.
Yeah.
And how excited you are.
Hell yeah.
And also you can check out some of the links below to our TikTok. We're doing 31 days of horror movie recommendations for lesser known and underrated subgenres. So we've already done zombies for day 1, and today we'll be posting vampires.
And tomorrow, werewolves.
Yes, and you'll just have to keep following us to find more.
Yep, so. Go down into the descriptions below to find all the information you'll need, and if you want, you can consider checking out the Patreon, where we do watch parties every other Friday with y'all. Yeah. So I look forward to all of it, and get to the theater. Support this film.
Bye. Bye, guys.